What is up, our fellow gamers and listeners? Welcome to another edition of Town Hall, or as Kyle likes to call it, hashtag Town Hall Tuesday, part of Gaming Grounds Podcast Network. As always, your lovely host Morgz here with you, and I am alongside the king of all derps, the derp champion, the Derp, as he and our guild is taking over World of Warcraft raids and dungeons, from what I hear. How you doing today, Derp?
Hashtag fellers. Yo, what's up? Shout out. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully well.
It's the holiday season. It either goes one way or the other. You're doing really good or really bad. And then, of course, we also have my fellow co-host on our routinely put out industry update podcast, the Guzz. What's up, Guzzy? How you doing, buddy?
Mahai Manai.
That's him communicating in hello, I think, in Kyle language. Yeah, so just to kind of bring everybody up to speed, because usually in our town halls we talk about our World of Warcraft time and stuff like that. And I know Guzzy stepped away what seems like a year ago, and I had to take just a little life hiatus from WoW to get some stuff together. But our guild is like 150 people still strong. We have great leadership involved in it. The Derp is a part of that. And Derp kind of fill everybody in on how the guild's been doing, and I know that we're raiding and stuff. So how's that been going?
So we just cleared our first upper raid, upper Blackrock Spires, 10-man raid. We had one person that was kind of like a tryout, so to say. Like, he didn't know if he wanted to join us, and we didn't know if we wanted to add him.
Take him.
It was a 60 mage, so I'm not gonna be alone. Nice. But yeah, he did really well. He had a lot of fun. He was really happy kind of playing with us, so we added him. That's a new addition. And then the other person we had to pug for another healer. Two healers. We needed two healers, so.
Right.
But yeah, we got it done. It was super fun, super organized. So it was a really good job. Really good job.
Yeah, that's definitely a key part. So that's awesome, man. And for those people that are looking for casual fun and yet very active and dedicated guild, definitely check out the fellers if you're on our server in Classic. And maybe when the new expansion comes out, we'll all jump on to live and get fellers going on a live server, so we can have multiple people involved in that. We'll see how that goes.
Absolutely will. This new one looks amazing. We absolutely will be on that.
So that'll be very cool and interesting to see as it goes. But it's funny because we started this podcast probably a week after we started fellers, and there was only 6 of us in the guild, and now there's 150 and rating, which is just an incredible topic. So I just wanted to give everybody the update on that, which is awesome, fun, amazing, and cool. Going into the topics today, things we want to talk about. Nerd Street Gamers, we're going to get into a little bit. Walmart's making a big esports push, and we're really going to get in on that one. I think that's going to be very interesting for us to talk about, because this is brand new news that Guzzy just put in front of us. So we just learned about it, and I know that we all have an opinion on this. And finally, we're going to wrap up, since it's going to be the official start of the holiday season for most people, with Thanksgiving coming on Thursday and a lot of shut-ins, like some of us that we know, Black Friday, where you stock up on your games that you're going to play for the rest of the year. And then, just probably some final wishes and a little bit of update on what we're going. And maybe next episode we'll talk about where we see our podcast and our network going, because I think a lot of people would like a end of the year update, since this is month 3 that we're doing it. And I think it'd be really cool for all of us just to sit down and see where we're going, the changes that we've been making behind the scenes, as well as what we see going into the new year. Everybody ready?
Yes, let's get
all right. So let's start with Nerd Street Gamers. Do you know what Nerd Street Gamers are, or like what it is, guys? Have you heard about it or anything?
Naylor, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Nerd Street Gamers definitely host like a CS:GO tournament each year. Or maybe not. Maybe never mind. That's Philadelphia, but like Nerd Street Gamers is some video game company. That's all I know about.
So, Nerd Street Gamers is an esport network, and what they do is they operate facilities and events dedicated to competitive opportunities for gamers. So, if you want to be competitive and game and be like surrounded by other competitive gamers and have the chance to become like revenue generating, they they have facilities for you to go there and do that, and it gives you access to the industry in a way that a lot of people wouldn't be able to or wouldn't know how to begin with. Think of it like talent development. You know, like they are there to make you better. You're there to get better, and it gives you the opportunity to become a part of like gaming tournaments. They're based in Philly, and I know they have a deal with NBC Sports Philadelphia. So which is really cool. And they're spreading across the country. I just know of the one in Philadelphia because they are backed by a company called 76 Capital, which is the part of the Capital Group that owns like the Sixers team, esport and stuff like that, as well as like Comcast Spectacor. So Kyle knows a lot about Comcast Spectacor. So they're also a big stakeholder in that, which so it gives a lot of people a chance to be gamers and make the money more than you would think. And I just jumped on their website right now, and they have one, two, three tournaments coming up, or three events coming up. They have the NCS Academy. It's like a training grounds. Another one for Smash. Another one for Fortnite. Those three are in Philly on November 27th and November 29th. And then in Denver, they have another Fortnite kind of like showing where you could show off your skills and compete. So they're doing a lot of interesting things, a lot of cool things. And if you haven't heard of them, definitely take a look at it. Plus, Kyle, I know you're a big Mike and Ike guy. Every time I go to your house, there's Mike and Ike's everywhere. So they're actually sponsored with Mike and Ike's. So maybe you should look into that. But
Pretty
I think
legit sponsor.
yeah, so it's really cool, like what they're doing, and I wanted to give just a little bit of information on them for those people who didn't know. But they're actually partnering up with a esports merchandising company called We Are Nations. So inside these, the retail spaces, you can now buy like merchandise that was supplied by We Are Nations. So you can now, get your hands on some stuff you didn't think, as well as when they joined forces with Mike and Ike. So it'll be really cool to see where this goes from here, because I love the thought process and the idea, which I think is a really cool spot in the esports industry. And it was either talk about this or Zippo Lighters partnering with NRG Esports, Apex Legends players. But I don't think that's very interesting. Their lighters are cool, but I don't understand anything else after that. So that's just a fun idea with it. And like, what do you think about like what Nerd Street Gamers are now that you kind of know a little bit about them?
I mean, I would say it's kind of like a nice. I don't want to say like stepping stone, but kind of like a nice way to kind of get your door in or your foot in the door and kind of really get used to what it's like to actually play at that kind of a heightened league. Almost, I don't want to say pro gamers because I doubt they're actually pure pro, but I guess like amateur level to pro kind of.
Yeah, like a high level of
A higher level of competition.
Yeah, especially compared to like sitting in your house playing. Like now you're in that environment and everything as well.
Yeah. Also, you have to kind of like compose yourself. So if you're gonna rage, you're kind of gonna get kicked out. So it's kind of cool to see like how. I mean, like if you watch any pro team, that you can see their frustration, but you can see them composing themselves and not like smacking the desk, throwing anything around. Like it kind of helps you out and gets you in that mental state where you need to be for going into a pro or going towards that kind of a career, or even just for fun.
Yeah. Oh no, I can definitely agree with it. And now there's like a centralized place where you can go and do these tournaments. Like down here at the Shore Mall, there used to be a place called Unplugged, and they had tournaments there. But like, if
Mhm.
you want to play tournaments now, like if you're not in the know, you don't know where to go to play. Like, you might be a good player that just hasn't had the opportunity to play like in this kind of set environment, and now you get that opportunity. And now, even with them, joining up and getting merchandise and selling, like, that's definitely going to help them and become more uh shown and viewable to people, especially when you start seeing like mugs and shirts and everything start showing up. What do you think, Guzzy? Do you have any interest or opinion on this?
I like it. It's kind of like the middle ground of the esports agent and esports organization, right? Because Nerd Street Gaming is going to get credit for finding these players, but they also has resources to back up the players, which is pretty cool. The one part that I'm actually kind of diving more into on is the fact that Nerd Street Gamers is out of Philly, and then Comcast Spectacor, like you said earlier, like they're building an esports arena in Philly, or having some sort of aspect of an esports arena in Philly. To me, I think Philly isn't necessarily like an esports favored city or like a go-to city like a Boston or a New York or an LA, but Philly's the one that's embracing esports, and not saying that Nurture Gamers couldn't have went anywhere else, because they could have, but the Philly community for esports is one that's thriving, and I think is taking the bull by the horns on this and being able to develop the esports industry. It's actually kind of interesting, and we're lucky enough that we're all within like a short drive from Philly to be able to experience all this.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you, and I would definitely like to make a stop, and maybe we'll like write up an email and see if we could just get like a tour of like a behind the scenes kind of tour of it, or like a little understanding of the structure, and that way we'd be able to talk about it either on here or industry update. Derp, you'd be more than welcome to come as well and do it. But yeah, maybe we'll talk about that off the air and see if maybe we'll write up something to send over to them.
You two could carpool, your neighbors.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, so I just wanted to drop that really quick. But here, I wanted to. Oh, don't you cough in my. The only
Don't you
person that had to
cough? What are you
cough
doing?
is me.
I thought it was unmuted. Then I went to cough and I muted myself. Oh, sorry, boy. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, listeners. Well,
All right.
Rip headphone users.
All right. Now let's go on and talk about Walmart. We all know what Walmart is. It's that place you go when you go there like after 10 o'clock. It's like a whole world of gremlins. It's super frightening. Or you've gone there at like 2 or 3 in the morning to grab a bag of chips or something like that because you're inebriated or of the such. So I'm not a Walmart guy. I do not enjoy Walmart. Walmart frightens me. The only good purchase I've ever had from Walmart is like this king size blanket that I have that I bought when I lived in Florida, and I still have it, and it's still like the comfiest thing in the world. So I want to just shout that down to sheer luck. But Guzzy found this very interesting article right before we got on the air about how Walmart's becoming the first grocery chain to put esports arenas into its stores. Like, what is going on here? So, Kyle, you had a second to kind of briefly look up the article and like get an understanding of what like Walmart's doing. Can you just give us a little 1 and 2 on it?
So, shout out to Roman Atwood for watching his videos, because I actually learned this like 2 weeks ago, and I was gonna bring something up in our group chat, but I completely forgot because busyness. He was invited out to a Walmart in Nashville who was opening up this esports arena inside of Walmart. He's partnered with G Fuel, so G Fuel was like hosting the event and whatnot. Um, Essentially, what Walmart is doing is kind of like a daycare aspect of it. They're opening up these quote unquote esports arenas that have a bunch of computers in there, and you can drop your kid off for $5 an hour. Let them play video games, any of the video games that are available, and then come and pick your kid up when you're done shopping. It's interesting because they're actually allowing tournaments to happen too, but it's also like terrifying. And like, we've all been to a Walmart, and Walmart's not the best place. Walmart is good for some prices, but I think we all choose Amazon over Walmart nowadays. But it's like, I don't want my kid to be alone in this facility. Yes, it's gonna like have the security and someone's working it, but still, it's also like you never know if there's a child predator out there or someone who can easily kidnap, because now there's no eyes on the child there, type of a thing.
I mean, we also just found out in the news last week that 14-year-old kid stole his parents' car, drove across Virginia to meet somebody that he knew on Snapchat. So it's a weird world that we live in now, especially when you think that just a few wasn't it like after wasn't there like a shooting or something that went on? It was like it's because of video games, and they took out their like video game center for like a week,
Well,
and
they're
now
saying everything like violent related. It's all just because of video games, because of Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, whatever it is.
they're putting an esports arena into their
Right, exactly. So it's no matter what, like all politics aside, it's just my opinion. People are just too sensitive, and they just want to find someone to blame rather than actually figuring out the problem and finding a solution. But it's kind of crazy. I mean, I think there's a need for it. I just don't think doing it in a Walmart is right. I think Walmart should take it and create their own like esports facility elsewhere, and Walmart's esports or something like that. But don't put it in a Walmart where majority of your demographics, if we're being real, people our age don't necessarily shop at Walmart as much as we used to. Like that was like the go-to place for like school supplies and school snacks, whatever, right? I think and especially like nowadays with the technology, like I think we all just choose Amazon over Walmart. It's one of those brick and mortar stores you actually have to drive to, and it's not as convenient as ordering off of Amazon.
That's I mean that's a good point. It's really going to be interesting because as I read through the article a little bit, talking about like you said, it's $5 an hour for open play, and they're going to do like league nights where you can play like in a league at your local Walmart. So like I think what they're doing is a very interesting topic. I just didn't know that Walmart was going to be the one to do it. I mean, Walmarts are everywhere, so there's going to be tons of different like places for people to go, and a lot of people that probably don't have access to certain things that can play different things or play competitive, which is really cool. So kind of like the same thing we were just praising Nerd Street Gaming for doing. That aspect of it I like, but just like you said, I don't know how I feel about it being in Walmart's. I'm a little biased on Walmart's anyway, so maybe that's just me. But I'd be interesting to see how this is going. Like you said, there's one in Nashville, and it seems to be there's a few on like the majority on the West Coast so far, like Washington, Oregon, and California, Colorado. So, and they're slated to open more soon. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, there's my 2 cents. Derp, tell me, come on, man. Me and you shop at the same WalMarts, so we know.
You guys went in a whole different direction than I was even thinking. I mean, you guys gotta think about it. No one's gonna come in and just sweep some kid off. They're not gonna have like no security at all. They're gonna think about that. They're gonna obviously either like sign the kid in or like there's gonna be some way of knowing where someone's not just gonna come and like walk in, pick up the kid, and they're out of here. Like maybe at Short Mall, like you were talking about earlier, where like back in the day when they used to do that, they didn't have any security.
Yeah, nobody cared about the
Nowadays,
kids.
yeah. Nowadays, I mean, nowadays everybody has to have security or like some kind of security, or else game over for them pretty much. Like I mean, Walmart really. It's kind of weird seeing Walmart try to step into e-games. I mean, like, good for them for trying, but it's not their. Walmart isn't the right company.
It's not their cup of tea.
Yeah, if anything, they should make like an off company and try to kind of weasel their way in, I guess to say, like they kind of try to do with the pre-builts that they made. Sorry. Oh, good.
You're right there. I think something happened. You want
Yikes.
to finish that sentence again?
Did you forget to mute your mic again?
Oh, we're talking about Walmart pre-mades. Oh god.
So
Harsh.
it honestly, like having a spin-off Walmart wouldn't be a bad idea. I think it's interesting that it's not a GameStop or not an Amazon that's creating something like this. It's a Walmart. Now, this is Walmart's second venture into esports. Their first one was like selling esports organization jerseys and equipment and whatnot. They are partnered with Ninja, so it's not like they're in extremely You forgot to mute your mic again. It's not like they're in completely uncharted territory. because they've ventured into it before, and I mean, I don't know how successful they are with it. They have to be somewhat successful to be doing all this stuff, but it's like Derp said, it's Walmart. Like, why would Walmart? Like, how is that any better for the store? Like, it's not really that marketable, in my opinion, for esports to give it to Walmart. Walmart, yes, it's a cheaper store, but it's not. I don't know. It's not just a thing you would hear about, right? Like, I used to go to Walmart and get video games because they were probably like a discount price back then. I would go to GameStop to get the brand new games. I wouldn't go to Walmart to find the new Call of Duty. I would go to Walmart to get like a computer game or some other like not knockoff game, but not popular game, and get it at a cheaper price. So for me, doing it at a Walmart just doesn't really make any sense. I bet you though we see Amazon counter this and create their own, and man, they have a lot of resources that they can push right into esports, especially since they own Twitch. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see like Twitch pop up arenas or something for esports.
Quick hop off of that. Twitch Rivals. I mean, you can kind of say that they already started
That's true.
diving into it a little bit. So it's kind of like if technically Walmart is hopping off of them.
That's true.
So just a little tad bit. Whatever.
And it's only a matter of time until Mixer hops in on this too.
Who?
Yeah. No, that was funny, but no, I 100%.
Duck Squad.
Quack quack. That's right. No, I 100% agree that Mixer's setting up to make the power moves. They're buying people that create, establish, grow.
Just setting up their checkbooks, man. Oh my god!
Like they're finding the people that are meant to build communities and build power in their market. Like there was a method to their madness. Microsoft's not doing this just because they want to. There's a reason behind it. So I definitely agree that Amazon is going to get into the mix of it. Maybe just be a sponsor of esports arenas in another location. I don't know what location that is, but I agree with you. I mean, I do wish nothing but the best for Walmart. I hope that these esports arenas do work. I wish there was a nicer one by me and Derp that we could go like check it out when it happens. But I'd be willing to take a look at it. It will be interesting to see, and I would like to hope that it's a part of a positive revolution for getting esports more popular in the public's eye. But jumping on to Taco Bell, just real quick, because Walmart. I just associate this because there used to be a Taco Bell next to Walmart, and when my grandma used to take us to Walmart, she would take us to Taco Bell. So Taco Bell has a brand new burrito, and literally what they did was they sprinkled melted cheese on the outside of it. That's it. That made the news.
I'm going to TacoBell.com right now. What?
Yeah, it's their newest burrito. So I don't know when it's going to hit stores yet, but they released an announcement on it. And they're also making chicken tenders, but instead of being breaded like by regular breading, it's breaded on tortilla chips. So it was pretty interesting just to see that actually made the news. Like that's where our world is, and people wonder why America's so fatted. You can get this burrito, you can get the whole meal for $5.
Clearly, Chick-fil-A is superior to everything else.
I do love Chick-fil-A.
Have you not had Taco Bell?
I mean, I love Taco Bell too.
I like Taco Bell too, but
it goes against
spicy nugs, spicy chicken sandwich. Well,
it
spicy
goes
nugs are
against
Wendy's.
my
They're good.
keto right now. Yeah, so a quick little story here for those people that understand my struggle being keto. I was told that you can go to Taco Bell and get their burritos, but if you ask for it in a bowl instead of the burrito like wrapped in it, they'll make it for you. And I can have that. I just can't have the tortilla and the rice and beans. So I can have like the meat, the cheese, the pepper, all of that stuff. So I'm so excited because I haven't had fast food. I'm like, oh, this will be great. I'm going to Taco Bell, get a Taco Bell bowl. This will be awesome. I went there. The woman on the intercom, when I said, can I have this? And they were like, we don't have that. And then I asked her if they could just put the burrito into the bowl. You would have thought that I asked her to run a marathon in the Olympics, go upside down, and like do a backflip on a BMX bike. Like, she was the worst person ever. I called corporate. Corporate said I'm sorry and gave me a coupon, but still.
Are you actually caring right now?
God, I was so mad. I was so mad, dude. I would never call, but I was so fired up. I drove
Jesus.
all the way out there to get this burrito bowl. Dude, they have the bowls. They make Mexican bowls. They have
This
everything
man-
they need to do it. I was
This-
so salty. So I
This
figured I
man's
wanted to
didn't
go
even
first.
say, "Let me talk to your supervisor." He called straight up corporate. Oh my god.
Dude, she was so nasty. Bro, you go to Chick-fil-A, you can spill your drink on them and they'll apologize.
They'll say
You
my
gotta-
pleasure.
It's their pleasure that you spilled it on them. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if you go to
Taco
Chipotle, you
Bell.
can get a bowl if you want. Like,
Yeah, that's what I ended up doing. I ended up going across the street and going to Chipotle. But yeah,
Chipotle is pretty damn good.
I was a little angry. But all right, segueing out of that now, just wanted to bring that up. Oh, and Pop Tarts is making pretzel flavored Pop Tarts now for you guys who like Pop Tarts. This is not a food podcast, Mike. I'm sorry, I didn't eat today, so I'm hungry.
Morgz is a food extraordinaire now.
Taco Bell, Pop
I didn't eat today,
Tarts.
so anything like
what's
anything.
next?
While I was looking up the Walmart articles, like all these other articles were popping up, and I just ended up picking everyone that like was food because I'm hungry. But yeah, so just to wrap up this town hall this week, it's the holiday season starting officially or unofficially. Not too sure yet for some of you, but Thursday is probably the official start for that. And with that, Black Friday is coming up, which for a lot of shut-ins is their holiday where they can pick up $60 games and $70 games for $20 or $30, and DLC goes from like $20 or $30 to like $9.99. So, have any of you seen any like deals come out yet? Or I know like GameStop's always gets leaked early, so I'm sure that one's out. But is there any like what do you guys think of Black Friday in general? You know, as a gamer, as a person, you know, let's talk, let's communicate.
Chit chat a little bit.
Yeah, so let's get a little chit chat on.
Well, I mean, Amazon. Who doesn't like Amazon? They usually
That's
have
right.
some good stuff. I mean, I usually kind of try to look on there. Is my first stop, I guess to say. Also Reddit, because Reddit shows everyone great deals. Most of my stuff I look at is for PCs, like either new SSD, new RAM, some cosmetic stuff, like whatever it is, they have it there. So I usually tend to look there. Good prices. I mean, it's Black Friday. Who doesn't love it?
Yeah, it's a good point. I don't go out on Black Friday. Never have. You know, I'd rather sleep, especially the day after Thanksgiving. I can find other things to do. I've been lucky enough that for the most part I've had off that next day. But when I worked at like UPS, just seeing all the stuff I had to put into the trucks or help deliver really takes the taste out of your mouth about that. And you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to be that guy that gets it sent to my house rather than the guy that goes out and finds it and has to deal with all the crazy people. So like Black Friday now is pretty much like Cyber Monday, and now you just have two Black Fridays or two Cyber Mondays, and I just accept that. I mean, there's always games that I've been like on the fence about, but when it's like, oh okay, instead of buying it for like $45 or $50, I can get it for like $22. Like that's worth it to an investment for me. And then Steam always does their like Christmas sales or their winter sales, and that starts December 1st. So when I had my PC, which slowly I'm saving up for to get another one, I'll be dying on that. I must have bought like 100 plus games over on these deals where you can get games for like $2.99 and $8.99 and $22.99 for brand new games, and I just have a full library full of games I probably haven't even touched, but because they were on sale, I I bought them. Impulse buying at its finest. What about you, Guzzy?
I don't really do Black Friday shopping. I do more Cyber Monday shopping. Game wise, though, I will always buy the PSN year-long membership card Black Friday. Goes from like $60 to like $40, so why not? Essentially, it's a couple months for free.
Yeah.
Game wise, I don't really do anything. My brother does. He'll go to like Target or Walmart. Target does like the buy two get one free or buy two get two free, whatever it is. Essentially getting 3 games at the price of one, because they also lower those prices. So that's pretty cool.
Yes, nice.
This year I have been looking for like a TV or a monitor, maybe some PC upgrades. I don't think I'm going to act, but it's what I'm looking at right now.
All right.
Otherwise, it's really just Cyber Monday. Whatever deals or electronics that are out there is what I kind of just look at. Now, I will say, I did tell Naylor this. I did
Derp.
buy a PS4 controller. Who's Derp? Bought a PS4 controller for $48, $40, something like that. I got it off Amazon.
That purple one?
No,
Yeah.
no, I got Midnight Blue.
Oh, okay.
Instead of paying like the 60 or 65, I got it for 40 some.
There you go.
Big fan. It came within a day. I ordered it literally 28 hours ago. I already have it from Amazon, so I'm about it.
See, you got to save all your money because you got to spend all your Black Friday money to spoil that beautiful little wifey of yours.
Oh, all right.
I'm telling her. I'm just gonna start telling her that like you're gonna buy all this super nice stuff. So be prepared. I'm like,
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm like, Kyle told me he's buying you this, and this.
She did ask for a shout out, so there you go.
There's her shout out. Of course, it was me that shouted her out. That doesn't surprise. That doesn't surprise you or her one bit, I'm sure.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah. So how does Derp? How do you handle this? Like, do you just like splurge? Are you just like take my money? Here's my money here, or are you just like if this goes on sale for Black Friday, I will get it?
Like I said, I usually go on Reddit for like PC stuff.
Right.
I kind of just scroll, and usually the deals only last for like 1, maybe 2 days. I kind of see what the product is, see the pricing, and then compare that to how badly I want / need it. So, like, say there were, so I have 3 white Corsair fans and I have 2 black Corsair fans. I would like to get 2 more white Corsair fans. So if I find it for a cheap enough price, then I'll probably go for it. But it's not something I need. But if it's cheap enough, I would like to get them. So it's kind of all about comparing everything that's on deals and how decent the deals are, if there's better deals elsewhere, etc., etc.
I like it. I dig that. And then I think that wraps up for this week. We just wanted to have a nice little one. It's a short week for a lot of us, and it starts to get hectic early in the week. So we wanted to get one out here, talk a little bit about the holiday coming up, and then next week it'll be post Thanksgiving and post Black Friday and post Cyber Monday when we post the next one. So we'll be able to talk a little bit about that. And then we'll also get together and we'll talk a little bit about our roadmap to what the future holds for our podcast, our network, and where we see it going, and give a little update on that, as well as have a nice little industry update where we talk about the business side of why games like Madden and FIFA put out $60 roster updates every year instead of just updating their game continuously. And I think that's going to be very interesting. Is there any other topics that we've missed that we're going to be upcoming and talking about, guys?
More WoW.
Derp and I, actually, we're going to try and knock out a hitbox tomorrow, but then we're also starting up a Pokemon podcast with J Smiles. He's
very cool.
Been doing it. He's like, oh, I'm pushing it out, blah blah blah. So we're gonna be getting into on that. Mainly it's gonna be Derp and Jamie, I guess, talking. I can talk about the past, but it's mainly them talking, so that'll be fun.
That'd be a very cool podcast. Pokemon Fever is definitely back out with the new game coming out as well, and it's definitely something you can talk about. Once a week, once a month, anything, because there's always stuff to talk about when it comes to the backstory and all that stuff. I've actually started taking notes. I have like a giant notepad full of lore related topics that I want to talk about. So that topic is coming together really well. I wanted to make sure I was well researched before I started talking about lore of games, because some people who know it, there will always be people that know it more than I do. But I want to make sure that I don't piss everybody off and people actually enjoy listening about the lore of games. So that will probably be in our roadmap and look out as well. I can't wait for that Pokemon podcast. I will definitely be an everyday listener for that. And be sure to follow us on social media and all that. Guzzy, this is your section. I want to take that from you.
Twitter is Gaming Grounds, and Facebook and YouTube are Gaming Grounds Network. be sure to listen to all of our past episodes. I just want to highlight industry update number 4. Sorry, Derp, but I think that's the most fun I've had on a podcast yet with Morgz. We interviewed
Ouch.
Andrew, who's one of our friends.
That hurt me.
Morgz, why did that hurt you? You
'Cause
did it with me.
Because you heard
sure.
Derp.
That's true. Sorry. We interviewed
Real MVP right there. Real
Oh,
MVP.
We interviewed a collegiate esports athlete. He took a video game club into a varsity sport at his college. We interviewed him there. We have another interview coming up with him soon, hopefully, about esports agency that he's trying to get into and create a business there. So it was a lot of fun. Just want to push it out there. It was probably the most fun I've had on a podcast episode yet. And it was just all the topics and whatnot that we covered were kind of right up the businessman alley line type of a thing. So it was enjoyable. So go ahead and listen to that as well.
Ouch again.
Nah, and it's just the beginning. So there's going to be, that might just be the first episode that he feels love for, but there will be many of many. So any final thoughts before we go?